It is a beautiful day on the Bay. It's been a beautiful day here in St. Pete, and it is time for baseball as Pix 11 presents New York Yankees baseball. Tonight, it's the New York Yankees against the Tampa Bay Rays, and the first of three from Tropicana Field here in St. Petersburg, Florida. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball along with Ken Singleton. I'm Michael Kay. The Yankees just swept the Seattle Mariners, and their record after 72 games, it's good. They're 50-22. That's the best in the major leagues. In their last 20 series, 16-2-2. They've hit 122 home runs. They're on pace to shatter the all-time record. Starters ERA 3.76, ninth in the big leagues. Bullpen 2.82, fifth in the major leagues. A lot is expected of this Yankee team. I had a chance to speak to Mariano Rivera today, and the greatest of all time said, this team's going all the way.
Well, he knows about winning baseball, that's for sure. Mariano, part of the championship with the Yankees back in the late 90s and early 2000s. But this team, the numbers would indicate that they're on their way. Now, I don't know if they're going to 114 games in the regular season like those 98 team did, but they're on their way. They should get over 100 this year.
Now, one of the reasons that they're playing so well is Aaron Judge has followed up his Rookie of the Year campaign with one just as good. But don't be hoodwinked into thinking he's just a power hitter. He does so much more.
Yeah, he's an all-around baseball player. It's not only the power, he does a lot of things on the baseball field that will help you win games. He can hit for average. Everybody likes the home runs, of course, but sometimes a base hit will do the job. This is a two-run single, hustling in the second base, base running, skills, and speed. Now, you don't think of him as a base stealer, big-time base stealer, but he's 4 out of 6 this year in stealing bases, and also he's a very good base runner. Fielding skills, always seen them on display on the road and at Yankee Stadium. Great diving catch here, but this is very impressive. A strong and accurate throwing arm. This throw from right field, over 100 miles per hour, will throw out a runner at the plate. And this is the one that everybody thinks about, Michael. His ability to hit home runs. This is yesterday at Yankee Stadium. Opposite field shot, his 19th of the year. Maybe not 500 feet, but he's capable of doing that too.
19 home runs tied for fifth most in the majors. He has a .302 average with runners in scoring position. And defensively, 9 defensive runs saved already. That's tied for third most in the American League. Now, CC Sabathia wants one of those classic Aaron Judge performances. Why? He's on the mound. He's getting to start tonight against the Rays. When we get back, Meredith Morakovitz has more about the Yankees' veteran left-hander coming up next on Pix 11.
Welcome back to Yankees Baseball on Pix 11. I'm Meredith Morakovitz. There is no doubt CC Sabathia has been a bright spot in this Yankees rotation. The veteran lefty leads by example both on the mound and in the clubhouse. Earlier, I asked Aaron Boone how much he thinks the 37-year-old lefty is enjoying the success not only on the mound, but for the team as a whole.
I think he's having as much fun as he ever has in his career pitching, because he has to pitch now. He can't just go out there and overwhelm people with his stuff and with his presence. Now it's, he's got a game plan and execute pitches to a different level than he did in the past, and I think he really enjoys that. I think he enjoys thinking about that, the competition of that. And then as far as our team, I think he's one of our leaders, one of our culture setters, but I think he loves this group, and he loves the mix of young, old, people from all over, and I think he's really enjoying himself.
And how could he not be enjoying himself? In 13 starts this season, he is 4-2 with a 3.3 ERA. He's been even better than that lately at Tropicana Field. His last 6 starts here, he is undefeated with a 1.54 ERA. There's plenty more to come here on Pix 11. When we get back, Michael Kay will be joined by Ken Singleton. First pitch coming your way after the break.
Toyota Camry, Highlander, and RAV4 have something for everybody. Let's go places. By the New York Lottery. Play the newest scratch-off games from the New York Lottery. Win anywhere, win anytime. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by your local Tri-Honda dealer. By Spectrum, TV the way you want it, more HD, more on demand. Get it now at Spectrum.com. And by your tri-state area Land Rover retailers. Land Rover, above and beyond. Beautiful day here in St. Pete, but of course we are indoors at Tropicana Field. Rays 34-40, Yankees are 50-22. The Rays have taken the field, so let's take a look at the Yankees starting lineup brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. Gardner's back in the lineup, then Judge and Stanton. Stanton's in right field. The shortstop is Didi Gregorius. Gary Sanchez is going to be the catcher. Aaron Hicks in center. Greg Bird, Miguel Andujar, and Gleyber Torres is at second.
Here's Ryan Stanek. He'll be doing the pitching at least early in this ball game for the Rays. And you can see he's been in 17 games. 6 of them have been starts. He's 1-1. Look at the numbers, 2.21 ERA. That's good. Let's check out the pitcher scouting report brought to you by the Nissan, America's best sales event. First round pick of the Rays back in 2013 out of University of Arkansas. He's got a good fastball, 98.2 miles per hour, and only all-stars go deep. He's given up 2 home runs this year, One to Manny Machado and one to Mike Trout.
Gardner's ready. Stanek is ready. Let's do it. Here in St. Pete, the pitch is high, and we're underway. Phil Cuzzy, the home plate ump. Dan Bellino at first. Tom Hallion, the crew chief, is at second, and Sean Barber is over third. Strike.
Now, Stanek did start a game at Yankee Stadium on the 16th. He went 1 1/3 innings. This is what do they call it, the opener?
The opener.
Yeah, he's in there to get as many as 6 outs, and then he's out of the game. And like most relievers, he works strictly out of the stretch. And by the way, he got a no decision in that game that the Yankees won 4-1 at the stadium.
Two-one. Fouled away.
Do you think the Rays thinking on this is the 13th time they had a reliever start a game? Do you think this is going to morph into something maybe even more so? Do you have another reliever follow him and another and another?
I think they're experimenting with it. I don't know how effective it is.
I mean, this could be the way the game is pitched 50 years from now.
On 25 games where they have had an opener, they have a 3.78 ERA, 226 batting average against, 2.51 strikeouts to walks, and .77 home runs per 9 innings. They've pitched okay, but Tampa Bay is 11-14 in those 24 or 25 opener starts. That one is ripped into right center field. That's a base hit. Cutting over is Gomez. He bobbles the ball. Gardner's going for 2, and he will make it. We'll see how they score it.
That to me should be a single and an error, because Gardner had stopped rounding first until Gomez overran the ball. Then Gardner, with his speed, made it into second base easily. A single and an error. Watch, he's going to round first, and he realizes, I can't make it. Now I can.
And it is a single and error, Kenny.
So welcome back, Brett Gardner.
And out with a sore right knee, and here's Aaron Judge. Foul back.
It was a pretty good hack at a 99-mile-per-hour fastball.
A lot of New Yorkers make their way to Tropicana Field when the Yankees are down here. A lot of new transplanted New Yorkers. 0-2.
Stanek is basically like a lot of relievers, a two-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider. That was a slider that dropped in for a strike.
And the 0-2. Blocked by Ramos. Trickled behind him, but he found it.
He just got enough of it to slow it down. And that kept Gardner at second base. Slider in the dirt. Got glove on it. Rolls between the legs of home plate umpire Phil Cuzzy, who's trying to dance out of the way.
And the 1-2. Missed 2-2, a check swing by Judge.
Yeah, most pitchers, when they get ahead of Judge, they try and get him to chase that slider down and away. Not that time.
Strike 3, Judge down looking. Let's take a look at the Rays defense, brought to you by Altice One by Optimum. Field in left, Kiermaier in center, Gomez over in right. In the infield, it's Duffy, Adames, Robertson just off the DL, and Bowers, that's third to first. Ramos behind the plate, Stanek's on the mound. Here's the right fielder, Giancarlo Stanton.
When I look at Matt Duffy at third base, he's deep as he should be with Stanton at the plate, which means he'd have to cover a lot of ground to cover third in case Brett Gardner decides to steal third with one out here. And you can see that Robertson to second base is pulled over trying to hold him. You can see Duffy over here at third. And before each pitch, he has to take a glance over at Gardner just to make sure he's not on his way.
Gardner leads off second, 1 man out, just underway here in St. Pete. And the 2-1. Grounded to short. Gardner advances to third. They take the out at first, 2 away.
Ball was not hit very hard. Now, ordinarily, they will tell you if a ball's hit in front of you, you're at second base, you stay put at second. But this one wasn't hit very hard. Of course, with Gardner's speed and quickness, he got over to third base with 2 outs.
Now they bring up Didi Gregorius. I'm not quite sure, Kenny, whether or not they're trying to save money with no air conditioning, but it is extraordinarily hot in this dome right now.
Yeah, you saw Brett Gardner at third base. He was sweating profusely over at third. I know he's been running around, but what did they say? For every degree the thermometer is up there in your thermostat, you save money.
Well, they must be saving a bunch today because it is really hot in here.
Oh, it is. Well, it's better than playing outdoors.
That's true.
Yeah, it's really smoking outside. I mean, it's not even July yet. You can imagine what the Yankees come back here next month.
Yep. And the 1-1. 2-1.
Now, Didi's kind of turned it around after a very slow May. We know how hot he was in April, American League Player of the Month, but May, it all stopped. But now he's starting to speed up again. 7-game hitting streaks starting tonight.
Rip foul. Last 20 games, 333, 3 homers and 7 ribbies. It was like May was the outlier. Came out of nowhere after Player of the Month honors in April where he was unstoppable. And then May he could not buy a hit. But June is more to his liking.
I think one thing, that was 100 miles an hour. One thing that happened to Didi, when you start pressing, you start chasing bad pitches. And I think he did that more so in May than I've seen him in recent months. And now he's kind of regained the ability to hit the ball hard to the opposite field again. It looked like he was getting underneath everything and popping it up into left field. We all know how quick he is inside. And I think that most of the pitchers, after watching him in April, started to keep the ball away from him a little bit more.
And the 3-2. Another foul ball making Stanek work.
Now with Stanek in the ball game, here's the point. And he's thrown 22 pitches. The pitch count doesn't really apply to him.
That's right. Throw as hard as you want for an inning. Big lead for Gardner. If anything gets away from Ramos, he's going to take off, even if it doesn't get away by a lot, as Gregorius works a walk. Here's Gary Sanchez. Now, yesterday Sanchez had the game off, and this was after a big home run on Saturday. 8th inning, 2-run shot, tied the game at 5, set up everything for Giancarlo Stanton to have the walk-off home run.
That 197 is what he has to improve on. He has to start having some multi-hit games, and home runs are nice. As you said, that was a big home run on Saturday. And I think with Sanchez, he's one of the best high fastball hitters in the league. But one thing he's done, he's trying to get too many hits in one at bat. He's chasing pitches out of the zone.
And a trip to the mound early.
Kyle Snyder, the pitching coach. And it's with Ryan Yarborough. He's the one who followed Stanek the other day at Yankee Stadium. And he's up here in the first.
Kenny, can I please just give you a little bit of a preview? Ryan Yarborough makes Steve Traxel seem like he's in a hurry. He makes Steve Traxel seem like Jim Cott.
Yeah. You know, I was watching that game the other day.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know how many times I got up to go to the refrigerator and just walk around the room.
You could have consumed a lot of calories. That's how slow he was.
Well, he might have to warm up in a hurry here, depending on what Sanchez does.
Starts him off with a breaking ball, 0-1.
Yeah, it was a great old timers weekend at Yankee Stadium, man. That was kind of fun to watch.
High fly ball, deep right center. Kiermaier back. He has room, and he makes the play for the final out. No runs, a hit, 1 error, 2 men left. Yankees nothing, and the Rays coming to bat. Starting lineup brought to you by your Tri-State Audi dealers. Kevin Kiermaier in center field will lead off, batting second. Third baseman Matt Duffy. Wilson Ramos will catch and hit third. C.J. Cron in a bit of a slump. He's the DH cleaning up. Batting fifth, first baseman Jake Bowers. Daniel Robertson just coming out the DL. Second baseman bats sixth. Batting seventh, the right fielder Carlos Gomez. Willie Adames, the shortstop, bats eighth, and batting ninth, they're playing left field Johnny Field. And I will tell you, that lineup is in a slump. Many of those players have not hit lately.
Yeah, they're 1 for or 0 for. And here's CC on the mound. There's his numbers. This will be his 14th start. Good record, 4-2. ERA is very good as well. Less than a hit per inning. Let's check out the pitcher scouting report brought to you by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com. 18th season in the American League. Only one pitcher's pitched more. That's Bartolo Colon in his 20th year. And his last start against these Rays, CC went off on a 10K run, struck out 10 in 7 2/3 innings, a season high innings pitched, and a perfect half dozen. CC, in his last 6 starts here, has gone 4-0 at Tropicana Field, although his career record 7-8. And in those 6 starts, the Yankees are perfect. They've won every single one of those starts.
Here's Kiermaier. Came off the DL Tuesday, the 60-day DL. Had right thumb surgery. A good player who spent a lot of time on the DL over the last 3 years. He is so important, Kenny, though, to what the Rays do in terms of emotion, energy, that they let him travel with the team. And they usually don't do that with a guy who's on the DL, especially for a long stretch. But they felt that he needed it, and the team benefited from it.
He's looking for his first hit since coming off the DL. And Michael mentioned he played 2 games. He's 0 for 9. What's interesting, he played 5 rehab games, and he had a hit in every one of, at least one hit in every one of those games.
Ground ball, second base. Torres there. Gets Kiermaier one away. Take a look at the Yankees defense, brought to you by your Tri-State Ford dealer. Gardner, Hicks, and Stanton left to right in the outfield. Infield, and Duhart, Gregorius, Torres, and Bird. That's third to first. Sanchez behind the plate. And Karsten Charles Sabathia is on the mound. Hit sharply up the middle, a base hit for Duffy. Take a look now at the keys to the game. They're brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing, Kenny.
Well, let's take a look. Continued road performance for the Yankees. They are 10 games over 500 on the road, 21-11. Last year, they actually had a losing record on the road. After the season was over, they were 40-41. Solid defense, especially with CC on the mound. The ball's usually going to be hit with CC, so you have to play defense behind him. And you have to get used to this artificial surface here at Tropicana Field. And lately, the Yankees have been shopping at home runs or us since May 30th. There's only been one game in which they have not hit a home run.
So Home Runs or Us is a place that didn't go out of business.
The toy portion of it
yes.
did. Yeah, they did.
Pitch inside to Ramos. Ramos leading in the voting in the American League for All-Star catcher. Passing Gary Sanchez, who led in the initial vote. That one is ripped into right center field. It's a base hit. Hicks cuts the ball off. He'll fire the ball into second. It's a single for Ramos. Duffy moves to third.
Yeah, Ramos is now hitting 11 of his last 13 games. He and Duffy have been their best hitters. About everybody else is kind of quiet lately. Slider that was up out over the plate. He hit it nicely to the opposite field, almost filled the gap. But he does send Duffy all the way to third base. Yeah, Wilson Ramos, it'd be special for him to make the All-Star team this year because he came from Washington. And that's the All-Star game will be at Nats Park this year.
Here's C.J. Cron, 1 for his last 27. Swing and a miss. So the Yankees threatened in the top of the first, couldn't cash in. Rays threatening here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, that one hit for him was a home run off Justin Verlander. And if you take it out a little further, Cron is 4 for 50. But all 4 hits are home runs.
See, the first 41 games, 293. Last 29, 151. Big spot here for Sabathia. Swing and a miss, got him. Two away.
One for his last 28 now. Went up the ladder. Couldn't get on top of that, but looked like a cutter in. The previous pitch had been a cutter as well. CC reaching back for a little extra. A runner on third and one out. Now there's two down after this swing and a miss by Crone.
And here's Bowers. 4 for his last 22. Got off to a great start after being called up on June 7th.
Look out.
Just missed him.
That's not what you're expecting the first pitch of the that you face in a ball game. Just over the hand there. Looked like a limbo dancer. Used to be able to do that.
The 1-0. Tied him up, 1-1.
Well, the Rays are having this young man play day in and day out. He started every game since he was recalled from the minors on June 7th. He's actually hit better against lefties than right-handers.
One and two. So Sabathia a strike away from getting out of this mess.
Just in case the Rays want to put on a double steal, that's what the infielders can expect Sanchez to do. Sometimes they throw the ball hard back to the pitcher. Maybe the runner at third will get off too far.
2-2. Yankees saw the Rays last weekend in New York, 4-game set. Yankees took the first 3, and they lost the finale of that series with CC on the mound, who pitched very well, 2 outs into the 8th inning. As Kenny told you, rung up 10 strikeouts. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Count full.
He's signaling to Bird to drop back. The runner from first will be going, Ramos.
And the pitch. Just missed outside, so a walk to Bowers. Bases loaded for Robertson. Robertson just off the DL. He was on the DL with a left hamstring problem. Austin Pruitt was sent to AAA to make room. Duffy at third, Ramos at second, Bowers is at first.
One of the issues for the Rays this year, they haven't hit very well with runners in scoring position. Robertson at 186 in these situations.
Two 2-0 on Robertson. Well, Sabathia is good in these spots. He has the 3rd lowest opponent's batting average with runners in scoring position. They hit 161 against him. The best is Snell at 068, then Verlander 130, and then Sabathia. Bat goes one way, ball goes the other way, over the screen. Count 2-1.
It's going to be Jonathan Loaisiga who's going to pick this bat up. A little discussion with him before the game. Young man from Nicaragua who pitched well in his first start, not so well in the second.
2-1. Looped out to second, coming on. Gleyber Torres will make the play, and Sabathia works out of trouble. No runs, 2 hits, and the bases are left loaded. We go to the second. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer and get behind the wheel of the Audi model you've always wanted. And by Bob's, everything's better with a Bob-O-Pedic. Find out why at mybobs.com. And by Fios, the 100% fiber optic network. Visit getfios.com. And by Infinity, empower the drive. Well, Kevin Cash makes the call to the bullpen, brought to you by Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. And from Ryan Stanek, we go to Ryan Yarbrough. 17th game, he's made 4 starts. So they expect Yarbrough to give more length, obviously, than Stanek. That's the way this works. And he'll face Hicks to lead off the second inning. Now, we mentioned last weekend at the stadium, painfully slow between pitches. And I asked the Rays broadcasters, is that normal? They said no. He usually works quickly, but he just could not find it and was laboring and slowed down.
So it tells me there were men on base quite a bit in that ball.
Yes. Yeah, out of the stretch a lot.
Had a chance to talk to Aaron Hicks, who's hitting now for the Yankees prior to the game, and he and Matt Duffy, the third baseman, have something in common. Look out, almost hit him. Did he get him? It looks like he's okay. Ball hit on the knuckles. Looked like a cutter. Yeah, something moving in right on the handle. And the shock had Hicks dropping the bat. Yep, not quite on the hands. Well, Hicks went to Wilson High School in California, and Duffy went to Lakewood High School, and they played against each other in high school. And Hicks was a pitcher back in those days. He pitched a one-hitter against Lakewood High School. The only hit, the last batter of the game got a hit. Then he got the next guy out. But he said it was a pop-up behind second base. The second baseman and shortstop went back for the ball, and they looked at each other, and the ball fell in. Hicks said in those days he was really fast. He could have caught it himself after he'd thrown a pitch, run into short center field, and caught it.
2-2.
Now, I asked him if it was Duffy who got the hit. He said no, because if it had been him, I'd still be hearing about it. So 2 California ball players.
Not a bad crowd here at Tropicana Field. Last year, the Rays were last in attendance in baseball. They averaged 15,477 per game, but they averaged about 6,000 more than that when the Yankees were in town. Now this year, it's the two Florida franchises that are last in attendance in baseball. The Rays averaged 13,000 a game, so down about 2,500 from last year. Miami Marlins, 10,000 a game. Yankees are first in the American League in average attendance, and they're second in baseball behind the Dodgers.
Now, what do those Florida teams have in common? Both of them got rid of a lot of good ball players. I mean, the Rays lead the major leagues with 19 one-run losses. They traded away or let go players like Souza, Longoria, Morrison, and Dickerson, all with power. Do you think one swing of the bat could have turned some of those games?
Of course.
Well, of course it could have. And the Yankees have the fewest one-run losses because they can turn games with one swing of the bat. And we know the Marlins let go quite a few good ball players as well.
Well, there's one.
Yeah, there's one. What's he got, 18 home runs? Yeah.
These are some notable players no longer with the team. Longoria traded to the Giants. Lomo signed with the Twins. Souza traded to the Diamondbacks. Dickerson was DFA'd, then traded to the Pirates. Odorizzi traded to the Twins. Alex Cobb, as a free agent, signed with the Orioles. That one is ripped into left field. Field on the run, he can't make the play. It's going to go to the wall. Hicks starts off the second with a double.
Hicks has had a good month, over 300 here in the month of June with 5 home runs. And he's been swinging the bat well from both sides of the plate. Let's see this. Well, that's right there for the taking. About belt high towards the middle of the plate. This should be hit hard, and it was. A gapper to left center field. Field on the move. Off the 370 sign. That was 107 miles per hour off the bat.
So here's Greg Bird. Yankees need him to find his stroke. He was 1 for 10 against the Mariners. And there's a strike.
By the way, that was an 11-pitch at bat. So not only did he get a hit, he made Yarborough work. He kind of slowed the game down himself, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Now Bird hitting 205, and he has to hear the rumors or read the papers. The Yankees have taken to having Brendan Drury play first base twice a week down at Scranton Wilkes-Barre. So far Greg's struggles have certainly not affected the team. All they do is win. But this is a team that's trying to attain as close to perfection as you could get. And they need Greg Bird to start hitting like they know Greg Bird can hit.
7 for his last 46.
They shift for him, 3 infielders on the right side. This is what I mean, Kenny. So have your stories locked and loaded, my friend.
Yeah, well.
2-2. Yarborough, 26 years old, and didn't grow up that far from here. Grew up in Lakeland, Florida.
When's his birthday? Do
Sure.
we know? Yeah, we can look that up because it might be he might get there today.
Take him forever to blow out the candles. Swing and a miss. Bird down on strikes.
Well, he's born on New Year's Eve.
Oh, he's got a while.
Yeah, he got a while. Good pitch to the outside corner. Bird cannot make contact. He was thinking just to pull the ball, get Hicks over to third base. Couldn't get the job done.
So one down. Bird now 7 for his last 47. Here is Andujar. 4 hits and 11 at bats against Seattle. And a big home run in yesterday's game. 1-0.
It's pretty good numbers for a number 8 hitter. And the number 9 hitter's not a slouch either. Strong lineup for these New York Yankees. Oh.
One and one.
Let's take a look. The home run yesterday. Opposite field job at Yankee Stadium. I like his swing. He kind of salutes the ball as it's heading out of the ballpark with the bat on the follow through.
One and two.
I would think that there are very few teams, if any, in the major leagues have production from 2 rookies at the bottom of the order like the Yankees have gotten this year.
And, you know, we use this phrase a lot, long lineup. And here are the rookie teammates. They join pretty good company, rookie teammates with 10 or more home runs. But even if the guy's not hitting, every single hitter in this lineup makes you work. And sooner or later, you will make a mistake. The best pitchers will make mistakes, and their pitch counts will rise.
Yep.
So somebody will hurt you. There's no landing spot. Like in the National League, you usually have a soft spot at 8-9. You know, you have the pitcher, and usually the hitter in front of the pitcher is not a great hitter.
Or if he comes up in a situation where he could hurt you, you just pitch around him to get to the pitcher.
Popped up. Bowers makes the play for the second out. Kenny, I just saw a bird loose in the dome. That's always a concern of mine. How did that bird get in here? There are no windows.
No, I wouldn't be able to take it.
Here's Gleyber Torres.
You know, you shouldn't worry that they're in here. You should worry about how they're going to get out of here.
Yeah, you don't want them to pierce the roof.
Yeah.
And the pitch. 1-0. There's another bird here.
Maybe he left tickets for him. Situation now, runner in scoring position, 2-0 count. You got the count in your favor. It's almost, you want it to come up there like it's right on a tee, so you can just blast it. It's not where you want it, you can take it.
first base is open. Obviously, Torres has been very dangerous. You see what he's done. 2 outs, runners in scoring position this year, and you've got a lefty on deck.
I'll let him go.
Me too.
I know he's a youngster and all that, and sometimes you do that with young hitters, and they'll chase a pitch thinking, "Oh, I got to get a hit on this pitch."
Didn't come close.
Nope. I think that Yarborough realizes there's a left-hander on deck, but it's not an ordinary left-hander. And one thing, left-handed hitters who start against left-handed pitchers, they're good hitters. That's why they're in there. I mean, if they aren't any good, you're going to platoon. You're going to put a right-handed hitter in there. But Gardner can hit all types of pitching. He's proved it over the years, and that's why he's in there leading off and had a single his first time up. Are you going to sit George Brett down against the?
No.
No.
Mattingly?
No. They're going to play. Barry Bonds?
No. First and second, 2 outs from the top of the second inning. And a strike from Yarborough. Gardner singled to right center, went to second on an E9. That was in the first inning.
I don't think he's going to try and steal. It's the second time he's done that. Maybe with 1 out, but not with 2.
Fly ball, left field. Field is there to make the play, and that will do it. No runs are hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the second. Of the Picks Morning News crew with all the news, weather, and traffic you need to start your day. Mornings from 4:30 to 9 on the Picks 11 Morning News, New York's very own. We go to the bottom of the second inning and the bottom third of the Rays order. CC starts off Gomez with a pitch inside 1-0. Gomez, one of the expenditures that the Rays splurged on right before spring training began. They gave him a 1-year, $4 million contract.
He's primarily a right fielder, and he's kind of taken over for Steven Souza Jr.
And has not done well.
Yeah.
You mentioned the loss of the home run hitters. Last year, the Rays hit 228 home runs, 6th most in Major League Baseball. They have 67 home runs now, which is the 5th fewest. Also, they became the first team in Major League history to lose 4 players who hit 20 more home runs the previous year. And of the 228 home runs they hit, Kenny, 172 were hit by players who left this offseason.
Wow. It's like managing a whole different team, including the face of the franchise, Evan Longoria.
Turned it loose on 3-1, and he rips the ball into the gap in left center. Hicks fields, and he's going to hold Gomez to a single. Beautiful throw to second by Hicks.
You know, there aren't many center fielders in the game who can throw out people at home plate, but Hicks is one of them. Kiermaier's another. They both have, you're going to see some good center fielding in this series. They both cover a lot of ground. As you're going to see right here, they both, well, at least Hicks is going to show off his strong throwing arm. There's a strike from left center field. Kiermaier's won a platinum glove.
Willie Adames takes low, 1-0. Adames has 3 hits in his last 22 at-bats.
He's been up twice with the Rays this year. He sent back to the minors. Now he's back again. May 22nd, hit his first major league home run. And he got a brand name, Chris Sale. This is the Rays shortstop of the future.
He's one of the top 5 prospects in the system. In fact, he's number 2 behind the pitcher, Brent Honeywell.
Maybe the most interesting player on that list was Brendan McKay, who's a pitcher and a fielder. And from Louisville, and he's maybe the next Shohei Ohtani.
Three and two.
So is he not quite able to get the ball exactly where he wants to his first 2 innings? Little cutter just off the corner.
Swing and a miss. Runner goes. Throw to second. Got him. Gomez is out trying to steal.
Gary Sanchez showing off the rocket arm. Ball was there well ahead of Gomez. I'm not sure if Torres made the tag right away. Eventually he does. There's the throw. Now he puts the swim move on, touches the base. Now he comes off of it and is finally tagged out. Let's see how many attempts that Torres has to make the tag. Here's one. The swim move, maybe missed him. Gomez can't stay on the bag, trying to maintain contact. Tag number 2, then out. Number 3, and he's out.
So a strike him out, throw him out double play. Adames goes down on strikes.
I think you saw an example of how the Rays have to play this year. I mean, they don't have the power anymore, so they have to do more things like putting runners in motion. Johnny Field, another one of the Rays who's kind of got hit hard times. He's 0 for his last 15.
Grounded to third, and Duhar gets field, and that'll do it. Here in the second, no runs a hit, and nobody left on base. Let's go to the third, 0-0. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Last 10 games, 13 for 36, that's 361. 6 extra base hits, 1 home run, and 5 runs batted in. And a strike to Judge. And that got Ramos.
Wow. Phil Cuzzy's going to walk the ball out to Yarbrough. After this. Man. Right off the kneecap. Those are the things over the course of the season will slow catchers down. You saw that Judge had 50 runs batted in. I always used to say you're halfway to where you want to go on a season if you're a hitter. You want those 100 runs batted in. Of course, he did it in his rookie year last year.
And the team's halfway to 100 wins.
Yeah, you got that's where you want to go. An enticing changeup, but he wouldn't chase it.
Right in on the hands. Yankees have 2 hits. Tampa Bay with 3. Strike 3. Judge down looking. Judge does not complain, and he is really upset with that call. Kind of lingering around the home plate area, then turns and walks back.
Second time he's been called out on strikes. And his manager backing him up. Let's take a look.
It looked outside.
Yeah, it looked like it was off the corner.
Here's Stanton. First pitch is a strike. Let's see from the overhead look if that was outside.
Yeah, and I would almost guarantee you it's not on the plate. Nope.
1-1.
You know, from Judge's standpoint, he led the league in walks last year as a rookie. It tells you he has a pretty good eye. And he's got a plan at what is a strike and what isn't when he comes to the plate. And you can see it's almost as if the umpires are trying to pull him out of that and get him to chase pitches. It's not going to help. It's tough enough to hit the strikes, let alone hit the balls anywhere.
Here's our box.
Oh, see, it's not even that close. Change up low and away, moving away.
Kenny, it's statistically proven that he gets more bad calls against him than any player in baseball, percentage-wise. Three-two. Foul back.
And that was a rare show of frustration on the part of Judge.
And the lefty deals. Stanton walks. And that'll bring up Gregorius. Gregorius walked in the first inning. That was against Ryan Stanek. We just looked it up. Judge entered today 62 called strikes on pitches that were outside the zone. 62. That's the most in Major League Baseball. Paul Goldschmidt is second with 56.
Goldschmidt, another hitter, relies on his good eye to get ahead on counts and get better pitches to hit.
And Michael, I actually spoke to Aaron Judge about that fact, and the first thing he said is nobody is perfect. Umpires make mistakes. He understands that, but you can tell there's frustration there. The hardest thing is trying to stick to your zone and not going outside of the zone to chase some of those pitches, especially the low ones that they've called on him often. He said he's determined to remain true to his zone, knowing what's a ball and what's a strike.
And what makes it even more difficult, Kenny and Meredith, is that his strike zone is enormous just because of his size. Yeah. And then to have it even made so much bigger by calls out of the zone make it that much tougher. And I wonder if the fact that he's kind of a gentle giant plays against him. Doesn't help him at all. Because they know they're not going to get grief from him.
I don't know. It can work in your favor if you show the umpires a certain amount of ability to take the bad calls. You know, sometimes the guys who argue get bad calls called on them quite a bit. But 62 times, that's certainly out of the ordinary. Shouldn't be happening that much. But I think we're starting to see him voice an opinion.
Yep.
So, which to me, that's a good thing.
Didi goes down on strikes.
Matheny swings through this one. His reaction was, how did I miss it? It was kind of right there for him. And I think he foul tipped it into the glove of Ramos. That's another reason why he looked back.
Sanchez, fly ball center field. Kiermaier will make the play, and you can tell he didn't get all of that, and still hit it a long way. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. Let's go to the bottom of the third inning. 0-0, right here on Pix 11. Mike Trout started just 2 games at DH. The last 2, sprained right index finger. And he's having, really, this is not hyperbole, one of the best seasons in baseball history. Dan Straley of the Marlins suspended 5 games for throwing at Buster Posey. And you don't like to see this. This kid's such a good young pitcher. Mike Soroka of the Braves placed on the 10-day DL today. Right shoulder problems.
No.
Just can't keep pitchers healthy. Here's Kevin Kiermaier. 1-0.
You know, you're talking about Trout having one of the best years in baseball history. Very exciting player. I know Angel fans love him. They should. But it's almost a shame that playing on the West Coast, that most of the people in the country are sleeping when he's playing. And I just, you know, I like doing Angel games just to watch him run. I mean, he's an amazing player. Besides all his other skills.
And he hasn't had the opportunity to have any postseason exposure either, just that one time.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was a very short-lived bit of exposure. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Kiermaier down on strikes.
It was sort of like our series working together in Anaheim. It was short-lived.
Yeah.
We did one game. Swing and a miss. And Kiermaier's down. Now he is, what, 0 for 11 since coming back? Yep, 0 for 11. Looking for his first hit since coming off the DL. Had a thumb injury, sliding headfirst into second base, underwent surgery, and now he's back in the lineup. There's Larry Rothschild, Yankee pitching coach. Had a chance to talk to him before the game, and I asked him about CC making the change from a power pitcher to more of a finesse type pitcher. And I asked him if he had seen anybody else make this kind of transformation. And right away, he mentioned the same pitcher we usually mention, Frank Tanana. And the thing about Tanana, because I faced him when he could throw really hard, and then after he hurt his arm, became a finesse. He was tough both ways. He was more apt to strike you out, the hard throwing Tanana.
Fly ball center field. Hicks puts it away. Now Tanana had to reinvent himself because, as you said, he hurt his arm. CC, it's just age where he's lost his fastball.
As was Tanana's quote.
I threw 90 in the 70s and 70 in the 90s.
And believe me, he struck me out more than any other pitcher. Frank Tanana.
You think he struck out more with the hard stuff or with the slop?
Probably the hard stuff. I got him a few times though.
Pitch to Ramos is a strike.
He really liked to keep the ball in on the right-handed hitters. He's a lefty.
Angels had some rotation when he was throwing hard, and it was Tanana and Ryan.
Oh my goodness, Michael! You go out there, you were hoping that one of them, at least one of them, had pitched the day before you got there.
Up the middle and through for base hit. Ramos is 2 for 2 against Sabathia.
Because I knew I was facing 6 strikeouts in 2 nights. Ramos, as we mentioned, having an all-star type season. And 2 for 2 tonight. That's when you want to face Ramos, because he's been hitting over 360 with runners in scoring position. So then give him a base hit with nobody on. Yeah.
He did better against him than you said. 273. Kenny against Tanana. 2 home runs. And the 18 strikeouts, that's the most against any pitcher you ever faced.
Yeah, I know.
Popped up on the left side off the bat of Crone. And that'll do it. In today's analytics world, though, Kenny, you would have been perfect. Either got a hit or struck out. Park app. Access and manage your tickets. Enjoy check-in offers, exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. We go to the 4th inning. Checking the MLB app right there. Let me take a look. Okay. Yeah, now let me watch the game.
Yeah, this guy Hicks had a double his first time.
First of 3 between these two teams, and the Yankees will go on to Philly to meet the Phils Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Now, we told you that Hicks got the double in the second, and we also told you it was 11 to pitch at bat. So since the beginning of last year, Major League Baseball on-base percentage and plate appearances of 10 or more pitches, it goes up to 406. I think pitchers just run out of tricks.
Well, eventually you can get something you can hit hard.
You might say, what's the average? It's about 90 points higher than the average OBP.
And you got to remember, Hicks was leading off the inning as he is now. And his on-base percentage leading off innings is up near 50%.
I was talking to a baseball guy today, I'll leave his name out of it, who said, the newspapers, you guys doing the games, he said, you keep showing batting average, home runs, and RBIs, and that just doesn't matter. OBP is the thing that everybody in the game looks at. He said you could really have a bad average, and it doesn't matter if your OBP is good.
That means you walk a lot.
He said, I'm telling you, people in the game never look at batting average anymore.
I'm down with OBP. I was
well,
back.
You know me.
Yeah. Back in the day, that was my job, to get on base.
Yep. Swing and a miss. And Hicks down on strikes.
So he mentioned his on-base percentage leading off innings is around 50%. So he got on the first time leading off an inning. This time, not so good. Swinging at a slow curveball that was in the middle of the plate. Didn't make contact.
Bird takes a strike. One and one.
You know, Yankees, as you mentioned, Michael, waiting for Bird to get going. It's, you know, sometimes a little broken bat single with men on base to drive in runs. That's can get a hitter going, because you feel like things are starting to go my way now. You know, as many times, even when you're struggling, you hit ball hard, somebody's right there to catch it. Three and one count, looking for something you can drive right here. Put your best swing on. That's not it.
Now, we dug a little further into your career, Kenny, to talk about the importance of OBP. So your career batting average was 282, which is very good. Your on-base percentage was over 100 points more at 388. So when you look at Ken Singleton's career and you just look at batting average, you're not counting 1,370 of Ken's plate appearances. They look at OBP and they look at OPS.
On-base percentage sets up opportunities for the rest of the team. It wears out pitchers. When you walk, that's at least 4 pitches you're going to see. So that's 4 pitches they've thrown to you.
Hit sharply, ground ball is short. There's one. On to first. And Duhar beat it out.
You called it hit softly. That's the reason why they couldn't turn to double play. Adame's excellent throw to Robertson, who's going to turn it over, and Duhar has good speed. Beats the relay. The inning continues. We talked about this earlier in the year. Supposedly the fastest team in Major League Baseball. I don't know if he's hurt himself running down first base. Maybe not. Fastest team in Major League Baseball, Minnesota Twins. tied for second are the Yankees and the White Sox. And
Punched up the middle, grabbed there by Adames, and he will get Gleyber Torres, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Kevin Cash made his Major League debut September 6, 2002 with the Blue Jays. What other Blue Jay in that game would go on to win the 2009 World Series with the Yankees? Wow. Jake Bauers leads off. 1-0.
did they purposely make these questions this year so hard that nobody's going to get them?
I guess sometimes they do.
Yeah. Those are the people with the computers and the phones.
You know, in terms of Kevin Cash's career, well, he was a bullpen coach for the Indians under Terry Francona. And when Tampa Bay first came to town to play the Indians, he had on the scoreboard this. How bad is Kevin Cash at the plate? 183, 248, 278 career batting stats in the history of Major League Baseball among all non-pitchers with at least 650 plate appearances. Kevin Cash has the 5th worst OPS plus of all time.
That was on the scoreboard?
Yep.
Oh, that's very nice of the people in Cleveland.
Other pranks that Francona has made crank calls to the visiting manager's office while Cash was meeting with the media. So those two get along very, very well. Cash just 40 years old, 4th season as Rays manager. Last year he had him in 80 and 82. And although it's still his 4th season, Kenny, he's still the youngest manager in baseball. Bauers lost one to center. You know, our producer Troy Benjamin brought up a point. So we're talking about batting average and the diminished importance of batting average throughout baseball. I mean, the people that make decisions don't look at it that closely, but they hand out a batting title.
And usually
not an OPS title.
Yeah, and usually a batting title will get you a big raise.
Yeah. I wonder if that's the case though, unless it's accompanied by a high OPS.
Yeah.
That's on base percentage plus slugging. Here's Robertson. And a strike from Sabathia.
So in a way you're saying there's more ways to get a raise now than there might have been in the past.
That's past the diving Andujar. That'll go down the left field line. Gardner comes over, he'll play the ball in the corner, and Robertson gets himself a one-out double.
Now, CeCe's given up at least one hit in every inning, but this is the first extra base hit on by Andujar, and Gardner's going to have to play it out of the corner. And Robertson, who you'd mentioned, just off the DL today, back from a hamstring, is on at second base.
Here's Gomez.
And Michael's right about the importance of on-base percentage, because there was a year I led the National League and it wasn't even a negotiating point.
Really?
No. They're more interested in home runs and runs batted in, batting average.
And Kenny, that's why so much respect and credit has to go to the late Gene Michael, who recognized that when he was putting the Yankees together, when they had really hit the skids, he looked for guys that got on base with the walk and hit home runs, which is what they do now. Then it was made famous by the book Moneyball, but it was really Gene Michael who started it. He just didn't have Brad Pitt play him in a movie. Gomez singled and then was caught stealing in the second inning. Robertson is at second. Two and two.
Good backdoor breaking ball from CeCe to pick up to even the count.
Did that get him, or did it get the bat? Well, the home plate umpire, Phil Cuzzy, holding his hands up, and he's saying that it did hit the hand, or?
The Yankees want to look at it again. Bench coach Josh Bard checking with they think it hit the knob of the bat.
And also Cuzzy wanted to ask, did he swing the bat?
Ooh. That's close. Now, even if it did hit the knob of the bat, you're going to get a reaction. Let's listen. That kind of sounded baddish to me.
It didn't sound handish.
No, it didn't. We're going to try and slow this down a little bit.
I think it got him.
I think it got him too now.
I think it hit the knob, but I think it hit his arm first.
Aaron Boone's going to come out and what's the call here? Now, when we really slowed it down on I should say on slow motion, you see it looked like it hit him right on the tape of the left wrist.
Did it hit him on the arm?
Look at the tape. Yeah.
Yeah, you see his hand, the muscle kind of move.
So I'm put down HBP.
Adames dunks one into right field. It's a base hit. Robertson rounds third. He's coming home. The throw is not in time. Throw to second. Got him. Throw to third, and Gomez is back. Well, they'll check at second. Gomez thinks, or Adames thinks he was safe. They always think they're safe.
No. CC made a good pitch on Adames, jammed him, but he flipped it into right field for the hit. And Array is going to pick up the initial run of the game. Let's see if he is safe at second base, as he thinks he is.
He is.
He is safe. That was Tom Hallion, the second base umpire, with the call.
So you look at some of the plays that the umps miss, and you could understand why they miss it. That's pretty clear. That's a bad miss. I mean, he was safe by plenty. Play under review, brought to you by Land Rover, above and beyond. So Hallion, as Kenny mentioned, with the call. He's the second base umpire, and he's the crew chief. And he's joined by the home plate umpire, Phil Cuzzy.
Adames right away signaled to Kevin Cash. Check that out. He thought he was safe. I wonder if they keep track of these reviews and which umpires get them all right, and which or get most of them right, which of them get overturned the most. I'm sure they do.
And it is overturned.
Yeah. Here's another look. You can see the right foot is on the bag, and the tag is has not been applied as of yet.
The Yankees bring the infield in. So a single and an RBI for Adames. Here's Johnny Field. Infield in, second and third, one out. Grounded to Andujar. He goes home. Gomez in a rundown. Tag is made, and the runner moves to third. That's Adames.
Second time that Field has hit the ground ball to Andujar, and it looked like he had a little trouble getting the ball out of his glove, but the ball was hit hard enough. He still had plenty of time to get the ball to Sanchez and start the rundown. Yep, just a little bit of a juggle. Throw is on the money. That's all it took. You can watch. This is what they teach, a full arm fake. You fake like you're going to throw the ball. It freezes the runner. You tag him out. Good play by Andujar.
And now they can back up with Kiermaier at the plate. Kiermaier's 0 for 2 against Sabathia. It's 1-0 Rays, bottom of the fourth inning. First and third now and 2 outs. And a strike. Oh and 2, good pitch.
Yeah, good one, especially after the first one. Fastball over the inside corner, now breaking ball, dots the outside corner. Got a hint of it for the called strike.
Out toward Andujar. Fields and gets the hustling Kiermaier for the final out. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 men left on base.
calling him an igniter and the heartbeat of the team. Boone went on to explain that Gardner never gives away a pitch in an at-bat, and he plays with a tremendous grit, and all of that helps set the tone on the field. In the clubhouse, he has a presence, and he helps create the culture while guys are relaxed and enjoying themselves. There's really a focus and seriousness when it comes to the game, and Gardner commands a ton of respect from his teammates, including 21-year-old Gleyber Torres, who told me he is an example of how to be a professional, how to get things done the right way. Guys, such an important piece, especially considering there is so much youth on this team right now.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the leaders of this team. People like being around him. They like seeing how he does his work. There's a youngster who watches the way Gardner goes about his business. And there he is. Classes in session with the young guys. And DD is, you know, maybe a sophomore.
The other freshman, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
DD's probably more a junior. Fly ball, center field. One away. Not sure if they signaled yet for a pitching change. Yes, they have. So that's going to do it for Yarbrough. With Judge and Stanton coming up, Cash is going to go to the righty. The mixing and matching begins. Tampa Bay leads 1-0. Kettering Cancer Center. So Yarbrough does his job. And now the right-hander Diego Castillo will face Aaron Judge. 1-0. We're in the fifth. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay. Seventh game for Castillo. 8 innings, 10 strikeouts, 2 walks.
Those numbers are impressive. 179 batting average against.
2-0 on Judge.
And brings him in to face 2 of the tougher right-handed hitters in the league. Maybe a future closer. Or, in their case, maybe a future opener.
3-1 on Judge. 98 miles an hour with that fastball. Tonight's high-speed pitch comes from your Tri-State BMW centers. Three and two, 97 with movement there. Low and inside. So once again, Judge with the full count.
Lots of movement on that pitch.
And Judge works a walk. 1 out walk for Judge. That brings up Stanton.
That was Judge's 52nd walk of the year, but he is well behind the leader. Judge is second in the league. Mike Trout has walked 67 times already. Like, they don't want anything to do with him.
And as fine of players as Upton and Pujols are, you'd rather pitch to them than Mike Trout. Well, especially this version of Pujols.
Yeah, that translates into a .471 on base percentage for Trout.
One and one on Stanton. Yankees down by one. 6-1 for the Rays. 0-2-0 for the Yankees.
Yeah, Yankees only have 2 hits.
A Hicks double and a Gardner single. They've had 5 walks though, so they've been on base. 1 and 2 on Stanton.
Castillo from the Dominican Republic.
Swing and a miss. Stanton down on strikes, 2 away.
Well, so far no contact against Castillo. A walk and now a strikeout. Slider down in the zone. And Didi's got a no contact night going, a walk and a strikeout.
One and one.
It's almost as if you're awaiting a big blast from one of these Yankee hitters. They lead the major leagues in home runs.
Yankees have 7 players with 10 or more home runs. That's the most in Major League Baseball. 10 players with 20 or more ribbies, the most in Major League Baseball.
You watch the players, the defenders in the field, and sometimes they make an adjustment in the field depending on the count. It looked like Kiermaier took a couple of steps to his left, anticipating Didi pulling the ball here.
Line drive. Oh, what a play by Adames. Goes up and gets it to the single, maybe more, away from Gregorius. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left. We're halfway through. Rays up by 1. And then Adames goes out and gets it. And Didi just wants to get a good look at this. That's how high Adames went to pull it in. And then he's running out the field, and Didi said, I'm going to give him the stink eye.
From one shortstop to another.
Matt Duffy fouls it back. Duffy 1 for 2 tonight. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 1-0 Rays.
CC's had one of those games so far where there's been men on base every inning, but the Rays were only able to break through for one last inning.
Deep to left, but foul.
Little manicure right there for CC.
Two. Off of CC. Kicks back toward first. CC tries to make the play and throws it off the hand of Greg Bird. So Duffy will be on second. It'll be a base hit and an E1.
I think you got to realize you're not going to make the play and just pick up the ball and put it in your pocket. Looked like it hit the glove. And he compounds the problem by flipping it over Bird. Bird tried to barehand it, couldn't come up with it. Now Duffy moves on to second base. Another look. Pretty hard off the glove. CC, of course, not the greatest fielder. Not the way he used to be back in his earlier in his career. Instead, Duffy's on second base now.
So here's Ramos, who is 2 for 2, hitting .294. 0-1.
And we talked about the All-Star game being at Nats Park this year, Nationals Park. Ramos was an All-Star with the Nationals back in 2016. Hit 22 home runs that year.
Slow chopper, and it gets past Andujar, and then it gets past Gregorius. But Duffy stays put, and Ramos reaches.
I think what you're seeing is a turf ball, a lot of spin off the bat. And you could see Andujar was ready to make the play, and the ball squirted to his right off the artificial surface. And to me, when you come in and play like here and in Toronto, it takes you a while to get used to the turf, and you have to take a lot of practice before the game. And even then, after the third day, you're starting to get used to it. Then it's time to leave town. They score that a hit?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it had to be.
Crone takes inside. Drilled deep to left field, but foul.
Of course, Crone came up with the Angels. He leads the Rays in home runs with 16, and he's already tied his career high. In fact, the last 3 years in Anaheim, he hit 16 each year.
One and two. So first and third, nobody out. And take a look at the rally. Ball off the pitcher's glove. Then he throws it into right field. And then a chopper on the artificial turf that kicked the wrong way past Andujar. Doesn't matter what happened. Now he has to get out of it.
CC has spin up his bat twice. He's pulled the ball foul. To me, if he can get a changeup down and away, he might be able to get Crone here. With good fade on it. No, they're not trying that. Fastball up.
Two. Just got a piece.
And it was your change up away, but it was up a little bit. Has a little fade. That's after all those pitches inside. Crone's leery of being jammed. And that opens up the outside corner. Looks like we're going to get some action in the Yankee bullpen. Larry Rothschild on the phone.
Missed outside, 3-2.
Boone and Carlos Mendoza.
Fly ball, deep right. Stanton back, track, wall, leaps, and he makes the play. Tagging at third and scoring is Duffy. But goodness, Stanton saved a much bigger inning.
Well, Stanton showing off his fielding ability. Gets back to the wall. You can see his eyes, concentration. The wall, ball, and Stanton get to the same place at the same time. He reaches up, makes the catch, gets the ball back in. An outstanding play by Giancarlo in right field. Using all of that 6'6" height to come up with it and hold on to it. But the Rays do pick up another run.
Well, you got to love that if you're a pitcher. That was,
wow.
That was an extraordinary play. That wasn't eyewash. He had to go up and get it, slammed into the padding and held on. You know, sometimes we forget, Kenny, he's a right fielder.
Yep.
Who's been asked to DH and play left field, and who knows how that has affected him offensively. But that's a big-time play in right.
You could see the ball almost came out after he made contact with the wall. And after he ran into the wall, you better check the wall, too. See, the ball just kind of snow-coned in the glove.
Bowers fouls one off. Up the middle, right there is Didi. There's one, and there's two as Bowers bangs into a double play. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left. We're halfway through, or 5 through. It's 2-0 Rays. Cash made his Major League debut September 6, 2002 with the Blue Jays. What other Blue Jay in that game would go on to win the 2009 World Series with the Yankees? A.J. Burnett?
Eric Hinsky.
Wow.
I think Hinsky played for every team in the American League East with the exception of Baltimore.
Wasn't there a stretch of like 3 years he made the World Series?
Yes.
3 different teams? There's Gary Sanchez against Castillo. And a strike.
Sanchez has hit 2 decent fly balls to center field, sending Kiermaier back. He's picking on the biggest part of the ballpark. He's got to get out in front a little bit more, go to the opposite field.
1-1. Great play by Stanton. Ripped to third. Duffy somehow comes up with it and makes the play. A bullet into the breadbasket.
That's 3 times tonight. Sanchez hit the ball hard. This one Duffy stays with, makes the throw the first. 109 miles per hour off the bat. I used to say when guys hit the ball that hard, all the married men off the infield.
There's Aaron Hicks. They shift for Hicks. 3 infielders on the right side. High fly ball. Deep left, field back. He's on the track. He makes the play for the second out.
Hicks jumping on the first pitch.
So here's Greg Bird, his first opportunity against a righty pitcher. He walked and struck out against Ryan Yarbrough, the lefty. The 0-1. 1-1. Skied the other way. Make it out of play.
Castillo showing a good fastball, 97 miles an hour. You know, in this day and age of bullpens, if you're not throwing 95 plus, you better have a heck of a breaking ball or a trick pitch.
Two and two on Bird. Swing and a miss. Bird down on strikes. 1-2-3 inning for Diego Castillo. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 2-0 Tampa Bay. 27 for one of the hottest collectibles of this season. It's CC Sabathia Bobblehead Night, the third in the 2018 collectible series presented by AT&T for the first 18,000 guests that are in attendance. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. So Sabathia back out to start the bottom of the sixth, and the pitch to Robertson is a strike. Robertson scored the first run of the game. A one-out double to left field. Later in the inning, Adames with a single to right. The other run came in the fifth, and there could have been much more if not for a great catch that turned into a sacrifice fly by Giancarlo Stanton. Adam Warren getting ready.
Yeah, CC approaching 100 pitches.
This will probably be one of those batter by batter situations. One gets on, he'll be out. Check swing, 2-2. Swing and a miss. Robertson down on strikes, one away.
4 strikeouts now for CC. Looked like a breaking ball. It's not the real cutter. It looked like more of a sweeping hook. More of a slider type pitch, and there's the swing and a miss by Robertson. You see the grip, little snap of the wrist, gets a spin on the ball, but this is a great shot. Missed it by that much.
Gomez takes outside 1-0. Now, have you heard when Gomez comes to the plate, they play the music from SpongeBob SquarePants, and he does that walk-up music for his kids, and it resulted in a base hit right there. So he's 2 for 2 and was hit by a pitch. A good night for the SpongeBob aficionado, and that's going to do it for CC. So with Adames coming up, they're going to bring in Adam Warren. Sabathia leaves a runner on first and 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning is 2-0 Tampa Bay. Company. 2 more games here in Tampa Bay. Tomorrow's is on FS1, so look for that on your local listings. 4:10 start. Then back on Sunday. Then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights in Philly. Thursday's an off day, and the Red Sox come to town. Friday's on Saturday on Fox, and Sunday ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. So the night is over for Sabathia, and the pitch to Adames is outside from Warren.
Well, the last time the Yankees, Sabathia started against the Rays at the stadium, he only got 1 run of support. It was a 3-1 game. And tonight the Yankees have not scored. And that's from the 3rd highest scoring team in the league. Behind the Astros now, with their hot streak, they've taken over the run scoring lead in Major League Baseball, and the Red Sox are second.
Last 6 times that Sabathia faced the Rays here, the Yankees are 6-0. There's a strike. 2-1, and he himself is 4-0.
Yeah.
This is the 47th start against the Rays in his career. Lofted into right center field. It's a base hit. Gomez is going to go to third. Hicks flips it into Gleyber Torres. And Adames is 2 for 3. And the Rays have runners on the corners and 1 out.
Slider down, but it was more towards the middle of the plate than it was the outside corner. And that's why Adames is able to flip it over Torres and into right center for a base hit. Gomez set sail for third base. No reason for this head first slide, but he does anyway. There's a pitch. You can see it's almost towards the middle of the plate, rather that outside corner.
That's a 10th base hit for the Rays. And here's Johnny Field. Yankees playing back for the double play, halfway almost, a little bit more. They're in at the corners though. Shows bunt, takes. 1-0.
And maybe a safety squeeze.
Gomez certainly wasn't going, so it would definitely be a safety.
On a safety squeeze, the runner at third waits for the hitter to get the ball down. Then he decides to go. On the suicide squeeze, the hitter has to make contact with a bunt, even if he fouls it off, to protect the runner who is coming down on the pitch, coming down the line on the pitch. You know, Field is 0 for 2 tonight. You can see why maybe Kevin Cash was thinking about it. He's 0 for his last 17.
Shows bunt again. And takes a strike, 1-1.
And he turns to Phil Cuzzy and says, what? He didn't think it was a strike.
0 for 2 tonight, 1 for his last 21 for Field. Adames has been dancing off first. What is he doing, Kenny? He's just got himself in a 1-2 hole for nothing.
You know, if he's up there for a safety squeeze, there were 2 pitches he should have bunted. Now he's in the hole, a ball with 2 strikes.
One, two. Bunted foul, and he's out. He struck out. That was one of the most ineffective at bats.
Wow. You bunt foul with 2 strikes, it's a strikeout. Obviously, Kevin Cash had him to go up there to do one thing, and that wasn't a strike. He took 2 strikes he could have bunted, and then bunted one that's up in his eyes, which was a definite ball. It's hard to get on top of this and get it down.
Kenny, they approached that as if he was a pitcher.
That was awful.
So first and third, 2 outs now, and here's Kiermaier. They play him to pull. Didi shades up the middle. Still on the shortstop side of the bag. Just barely.
And you know what? In Fields' defense, I know he didn't bunt the 2 pitches he should have, but to have him do it again with 2 strikes and run on third and 1 out, if I'm a hitter, I'm not happy with it. I know, what'd you say, he's 1 for 21? I know he's 0 for his last, 17. So maybe Kevin Cash said, this is my best bet with this guy. But he's in the major league, should be able to swing the bat and make contact.
You have Malik Smith on the bench, too, a left-handed batter who's a better bunter.
And maybe a better defender.
Yes.
Then they have the lead.
And if you thought that little of him as a hitter, then pinch hit for him in the spot.
Oh.
I know they're in a development mode. They want to win the game as well. And I don't think that helped Fields' development. Warren on in relief of Sabathia. Kiermaier walks on 4 pitches, and that'll bring up Duffy with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
And not only does he load the bases, but he brings up one of the Rays' hottest hitters of late, and that's Duffy, who already has 2 hits tonight. Duffy is actually, he's in the top 10 in hitting in the American League. So he's having himself a good year.
Swing and a miss.
And here's a guy who last year missed all of the season because of heel surgery. And it was quite frustrating for the Rays not getting him back in the lineup. They were hoping he would be one of their mainstays, and that just didn't happen. This year, he's having a good year.
Missed outside, 1-1. 2-10-1 for Tampa Bay, 0-2-1 for the Yanks. Duffy with 2 hits tonight is up to .322, and that's 5th in the American League. 1-2. And the pitch. Fouled away.
Duffy has added to his multi-hit game total. That's tonight's his 25th multi-hit game. That leads the Rays. As I said, he's having himself a good year. Nice bounce back from an injury. He's a candidate for comeback player of the year.
2-2. Still 2-2.
Yeah, putting on a very tough at bat. That was a good slider from Warren, down and away. Duffy spoiled it, fouled it off. CC, lack of run support tonight. It's 2 starts in a row.
Well, there's no place to put Duffy. Count 3-2 with the bases loaded. So the runners will go. They'll do it again. So Duffy really making Adam Warren work. Where does he go from here? 8 pitches this at bat so far.
And I've heard from former teammates, pitchers, they get in a situation like this, just go throw it as hard as you can, right for the middle of the plate, and hope for the best. If he hits it, maybe he'll hit it at somebody.
Driven out to right field, slicing, foul ball.
Well, that got a rise out of the crowd. But off the bat, this was twisting into foul territory.
I believe it was in that corner, Kenny, that Carlos Beltran hurt himself.
He flipped over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very low wall out there. Bases loaded, 3-2. 2 outs. Another foul ball.
Off-speed pitch. Just got a piece of it. Oh, this is Michael's talking about. Let's look back. Carlos Beltran.
Wow, right there.
Oh,
Same
my
spot.
goodness. You could see he didn't even look to see the wall was coming up.
3-2. Grounded to third. It's a foul ball. It is a foul ball. Sean Barber right there. They'll do it again.
Did it look like the runner was safe? See the home plate umpire Cuzzy getting in a position, but you can see that is definitely a foul ball. Adames going to have to go back to second. I'll tell you what, that Duffy has fouled so many off. Phil Cuzzy's had to go back for a resupply.
This is the 12th pitch of the at-bat coming up. And it's a big spot. Yankees are already down 2-0. Bases loaded with 2 outs. Grounded up the middle. Right there is Gregorius. And Warren wins the battle. And the Rays leave the bases loaded. We'll go to the 7th. Bombers battle the Rays in the series finale of this one. Then at 5, New York City FC takes on reigning MLS Cup champions Toronto FC at Yankee Stadium. That's all this Sunday on the Yes Network, so be there for that. Adam Warren wins that battle. Now the Rays turn it over to their 4th pitcher, Chaz Rowe. Good numbers.
Good slider. Sometimes when a team gets out of a jam like the Yankees just got out of, that serves as incentive when they get back on offense. Let's see if it works for them this time.
Fly ball, shallow center. Coming on is Kiermaier. He makes the play, 1 away. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. There's Gleyber Torres. He's walked and grounded to short, and Duhar is now 0 for 3 on the night with that fly ball to center. Pitch inside. Luis Cessa up for the Yankees. Came up the DL. And the Yankees put A.J. Cole on the DL with sore neck. (2-0) on Torres.
Yeah, Cole had done a good job before the injury. This point, trying to bring a tying run to the plate if you're the Yankees. Get a man on and then go.
Four pitches, and Torres walks for the 2nd time tonight. That'll bring us back to the top of the order and Brett Gardner. Strike.
Gardner back in the lineup tonight. What, sore knee, Michael?
Yep, sore right knee.
He missed 5 games.
The 0-1. There's a strike.
It's a good breaking ball from Rowe. There was some question as to bringing Gardner back on the artificial surface here at the Tropicana Field, but no issues, according to Aaron Boone, that he was ready to go.
Grounded and through for a base hit. Gleyber Torres will go to third. It's a base hit for Gardner. Got past Bowers. Got past Robertson. Got a base hit. First and third for Aaron Judge.
Here's the base hit. Looked like a 1,000 hopper through the right side, but it does sneak through. First of all, it eludes Bauer just out of his reach, and it's same for Robertson at second. And on the play, you'll see Gleyber Torres. Well, he takes a look towards right field, decides to hit on the second. That ball wasn't hit very hard. But the Yankees have the tying runs on base.
Here's Aaron Judge. Big Yankee contingent here at the Trop. That one is looped into right field. It is a base hit. Torres scores. It's an RBI single for Aaron Judge. Yankees on the board. It's 2-1 Rays.
Like a ball of two-seamer in on the hands, but Judge is so strong he fights it off and drops it over the head of Robertson into right field for the hit. Gardner's going to have to stop at second, but the Yankees are on the scoreboard. RBI number 51 for Aaron Judge. But that is sheer strength. Below the label, not hit all that hard, but strong enough to flip it into the outfield for the hit.
So Judge gets his first hit of the night. Gleyber Torres scores the Yankees' first run. And Kyle Snyder, the pitching coach for the Rays, goes out and talks with Chaz Rowe. Now he has to deal with Giancarlo Stanton. A loud "Let's Go Yankee" chant here at Tropicana Field. See Jose Alvarado warming for the Rays. One of 4 lefties in their bullpen. Rowe deals. 1-0.
Rowe with the good slider, trying to get it down and away from Stanton.
Gardner's at second, Judge is at first. One and one.
Ball got away from the bullpen and just in front of the mound. Phil Cuzzy's going to pick it up.
1-1. 1-2.
Now there's that slider. Starts in the middle and breaks well off the plate. Get the feeling he's going to get another one.
Tap back to Rowe. Tough hop. He stays with it. And he gets Stanton as the runners move up. Very odd hop to Rowe.
It seems like anything with any sort of spin on it off the bat, once it hits the turf, it's going to take a very erratic hop. But the tying and go-ahead runs are now in scoring. But look at that. Rowe stays with it.
What would the lefty Gregorius do up? Here comes Kevin Cash. He's going to call on Alvarado. Tying runs at third. Go-ahead runs at second. 2 men out. We're in the 7th. Alvarado against Gregorius when we get back. Sixth, and Toronto and the Angels starting shortly. Second and third, and the pitch to Gregorius is upstairs.
Alvarado has a very good fastball. But you can see 15 walks in 30 innings, not always aware of where it's going.
And that one gets away, but Gardner stays put.
Ramos slowed it down just enough to prevent the tying run from scoring. Kind of gets this one off the webbing of the glove.
I think it hit the umpire.
And it hit Phil Cuzzy as well.
If it doesn't hit Cuzzy, it goes to the backstop.
Yep.
Ooh. 2-1.
That might have been Didi's best swing of the night. Just elevated enough, he couldn't get on top of it.
Ground ball, second base. Robertson is there and will get Didi. And the Yankees strand 2. But they score a run. 2 hits and 2 men left. We'll go to the 8th. Stretches further. 2-10-1 Tampa Bay, 1-4-1 for the Yankees. CC pitched 1 out into the 6th. Ryan Stanek was the opener. He lasted an inning, which is what he was supposed to last. Willie Adames 2 for 3 in RBI single. Aaron Judge 1 for 3 in RBI single. The other run for the Rays, C.J. Cron sac fly to right, but that doesn't quite do it justice. It was a great catch by Stanton. Luis Cessa comes on. We have not seen him for a while, just off the DL over the weekend.
Cessa had some injury problems last year as well.
Left oblique strain. So he was on the DL on 4/19, retroactive to April 18th. Certainly putting him right into the fire, Kenny. It's a 2-1 game. And you're now bringing in one of your circle of trust relievers, going right to Cessa. 3, 4, and 5 in the Rays order. Ramos, Cron, and Bowers. Chop. Nice play by Andujar. Took a base hit away. Ramos bidding for 4 for 4. Had one taken away.
Andujar very good at going to his left, to his glove hand. And reaches out, ball hops into it. Plenty of time to throw out Ramos. And now appearing in your picture. Covers up the hole. Man, that's an excellent play.
Almost made it behind him.
Yeah, just.
Cron takes a strike. Last time Cessa pitched was Saturday at Trenton. 4 innings, 2 hits, a run, no walks, 4 strikeouts. And the one he gave up was unearned. Yankees never had a doubt about his stuff, but he got hurt right away. High fly ball, left field. Gardner makes the play for the second out.
I don't know about you, Michael. Every time a ball is hit fairly well in the air here, you start thinking about those rings up here that are holding the roof up. And the ground rules that apply depending on which ring a ball hits. Just one of the oddities here at Tropicana Field that you don't see anyplace else.
And there are 4 rings, and if it hits one of the outer 2, it's a home run.
You know, I've heard that the same ground rules apply on Saturn.
Three and 0 on Bowers. Yankees have 3 infielders on the right side. And a walk to Bowers.
Yeah, one of the 2 young infielders that the Rays are just going to play, Adames and Bowers.
And here is Daniel Robertson. So 6 straight out of the strike zone for Sessa after getting 2 quick outs. Two-0, 3-0.
Like pitching coaches and hitting coaches. You know, not everybody's hitting well at the same time on a team, and it goes more or less for the pitchers. Although lately the Yankee staff has been very, very strong. Anybody you send out there has thrown up zeros. Not this time. It's ball 4.
8 straight out of the zone, just like that. That brings up Carlos Gomez.
Now you got me laughing with SpongeBob SquarePants.
It doesn't seem right, Larry Rothschild walking out the SpongeBob SquarePants either.
No, not at all. Yeah, when my kids were younger, I used to know the words. I can't remember them anymore.
My kids have not gotten into that yet.
No?
No. Supposed to be a great show on Broadway.
That's right.
Yeah.
I just saw an ad for it the other day.
It was represented well at the Tonys. So Rothschild tries to settle down Sessa. Let's see if it worked as Gomez comes up. Gomez 2 for 2 tonight and was hit by a pitch. Grounded foul. Chad Green up. Inside, 1-1.
Chad Green getting ready in a hurry. I think that if Sessa does not get Gomez out, Chad Green will be in this game.
There's a strike, 1-2.
Off-speed pitch drops in there. Tight breaking ball. Gomez gives up on it. Comes back over the corner.
And the pitch. Swing and a miss, got him. Big strikeout for Sessa, and he gets out of a problem. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2 men left. Let's go to the 8th inning. It's 2-1 Tampa Bay. The drive. There's 4 hits in there, 2 singles by Gardner after missing 5 games. RBI single by Aaron Judge, a double by Hicks, 2 walks by Torres. A lot of stuff going on, but Yankees 1 for 9 tonight with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, the Rays have handed out 6 walks. Only 1 of them has scored.
Here's Sanchez against Alvarado. 1-0. High pop up near the rings. Robertson makes the play, and that'll bring up Hicks, who's taken center field as his own. And really, that job used to belong to Jacoby Ellsbury, Meredith.
Well, Michael, he was at George M. Steinbrenner Field today, and he did say that he is feeling much better after suffering from various ailments throughout the course of spring, but he still isn't doing any baseball activity. Aaron Boone said he is getting closer, but there are still some hurdles for him to pass in that department. But Ellsbury was adamant that he believes he's going to play in 2018. Where exactly he fits in, well, that's a conversation for another day when he gets a little bit closer.
It's almost hard to believe the time he's missed, and when Boone was asked today, when do you think he's going to be back, he just simply said, I have no idea. Nobody knows. I mean, when one thing gets fixed, another thing breaks down. It's odd.
And Michael, that's the thing Aaron Boone was referring to. No sense in talking about it now. He essentially needs to go through an entire spring training and rehab games to know that this guy is completely healthy prior to bringing him back, if there is in fact space to bring him back with the way some of those outfielders have been playing so far this season.
I mean, imagine having to worry about something that doesn't even seem imminent. So I don't blame them for not really working out a contingency plan when he comes back. Well, tonight's attendance, 27,252. That's the second most this season after opening day. Remember, Tampa Bay averages 13,414. So the Yankees have more than doubled their attendance tonight. 2-1. Hicks trying to tie it right there.
Alvarado not with the fastball there, went with an off-speed pitch. Breaking ball had Hicks out in front.
Two. Right at Bowers, 2 away. Here are some of Ellsbury's injuries. This is since 2010. That year he fractured his ribs. 2012 subluxed shoulder. 2013 strained groin and fractured foot. 2015 sprained knee. 2017 concussion. And he's not played this season. Oblique, foot, hip, back. Here's Bird against Alvarado. One and 0. Two-1. Tampa Bay over the Yanks. High fly ball. Right field. Gomez is there, and he puts it away as the Yankees go down in order against Alvarado. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Sales event. As you can see, there are a lot of hits in there, 10 to be exact. 2 for Duffy, 3 singles for Ramos, 2 singles for Gomez, 2 singles for Adames, an RBI for Adames, and an RBI for Crone, and that's the scoring. And Adames swings and misses at the offering from Sessa. Sessa did not allow a run in the 7th, but walked 2. Adames came into this game 0 for his last 11, 1 for his last 17, but 2 for 3. Chop over the middle. There is Torres, and he makes the play with that strong arm. 1 away. I want to tell you all, our next picks telecast is Friday, July 20th, when the Yankees take on the New York Mets. Coverage begins at 7. That's Yankees Mets live from the Bronx, right here on Pix 11, New York's very own. Sergio Romo will pitch the 9th against the Yanks. Here's Field.
Romo has been used as an opener and a closer. I wonder at the end of the year, you go into this last year of your deal, you point out your versatility.
They laugh. Yeah, you would think that arbitration and contract negotiations have to look at different numbers now because the game looks at different numbers. That one gets away. Sanchez after it, fires to first to get Field, so it's a strikeout, put out 2-3.
Let's take a look. Sanchez slows it down. The ball bounces away. Field has the opportunity. He sees it. There's that strong arm of Sanchez that gets him.
So Field now 0 for his last 19, 1 for his last 23.
Yep, he realizes the ball has gotten away. Now he's scampering towards first. Yep.
Here's Kiermaier. Now, if you look ahead to the 9th inning, it's 8-9-1 for the Yankees. And for most teams, you go 8-9. Well, this is Miguel Andujar and Gleyber Torres. And then back to the top, Gardner. Anybody gets on, Judge will get in at bat. Ground ball, first base. Bird beats Kiermaier to the bag. 1-2-3 inning for Sessa and the Yanks. We go to the 9th. today's 4th of July sales event. Celebrate America's birthday with a whole lot of savings. By Bahamar, discover the new spectacular. By Jersey Mike's, be a sub above. By your local Chevy dealers, visit ChevyOffers.com. By Raymore and Flanagan Furniture, furnishing your style. And by your Tri-State Volkswagen dealers. Let's take a look at the line score brought to you by the New York Lottery. Win anywhere, win anytime. 2-10-1, Tampa Bay leading 1-4-1 for the Yankees as we go to the 9th inning. And the pitcher is Sergio Romo, 35-year-old veteran. We'll try to close this out. And Duhar's first.
Romo leads the Rays in saves with 4.
He's won 3 World Series rings with the Giants in 10, 12, and 14. And in 6 appearances in the World Series, no runs. Grounded, base hit through the left side of the infield. The Yankees had the tying run on.
And Duhar with his first hit of the night. Now has a 4-game hitting streak. Came back with the same slider. This one was elevated somewhat. And Duhar turns. Watch those hips open up. And rips it through the infield for a base hit.
Here's Gleyber Torres. He's 0 for 1 with a couple of walks and a run scored. Whole right side of the infield is open. They play him to pull.
That is very inviting. Pick one of those sliders out over the plate and rip it through the hole, rip it through that big hole on the right side.
High fly ball, deep left. Field is there, and will make the play as Andujar goes back to first.
Just got underneath it. He got the barrel of the bat on it, but didn't quite square it up.
That's going to bring up Gardner. Missed the last 5 games with a sore right knee. First time back in the lineup, and he's 2 for 4, a couple of singles. Nine for his last 31. 2-1, Tampa Bay leads. And Duhar leads off first. 3 infielders on the right side for Gardner. And the pitch is low. The Yankees looking for win number 51. And Duhar's back. Romo, a 28th round pick in 2005, who made it big. He's had now 11 seasons in the big leagues. Nine with the Giants. Last year he split between the Dodgers and Tampa Bay, and back here with Tampa Bay. Playing catch with Bowers, and you can hear the boos, so this place is overrun by Yankee fans. Two 2-0 on Gardner. Judge is on deck.
Yeah, sometimes when you pay too much attention to the runner on first or the runners on base, you don't make the pitches you should make.
Reno.
Kevin Cash going to the phone. They're moving around in the bullpen.
(3-0), right in there for a strike.
I remember earlier this year, the Rays traded Alex Colomé to Seattle, along with Denard Span. Colomé had been an all-star closer. Colomé came in the other day and gave up the home run to Sanchez at Yankee Stadium. That is the veteran Johnny Venters.
Strike two.
Well, with a breaking ball. Gardner probably looking for another fastball. That one's split the plate.
Romo will deliver the pitch, come down the front of the mound, then take that quarter walk from the front of the mound to the 3 o'clock portion of the mound and back up top where he is now. 3-2. Let's see if they could turn two. They do. There's the ball game. They double up the speedy Gardner. The Yankee offense wasn't there tonight. And the Rays win this one 2-1.
Here's a look, chopper right over the mound. And there's a throw on the first for the double play. Sounded like a broken bat as well, as Romo picks up his 5th save of the year, and he's celebrating. The Rays take the opening game of this series.
Well, the Yankees took 3 out of 4 from Tampa Bay at home. Now they lose the first of this 3-game set. We're coming back. We'll wrap things up. Tampa Bay 2, Yankees 1.